Seattle traveler horrified at what they caught TSA agent doing with Muslims right outside the airport. Acting as gatekeepers to our safety in the air are transportation security agents, TSA, who are often the most annoying and intrusive part of travel. While people are particularly stripped down to their underwear, groped by these strangers in public, and forced to give up a potentially hazardous travel-size lotions, we accept this massive inconvenience, feeling like it's for our safety that these people are doing a thorough job. After all, if they're checking an average white guy this extensively, you assume they're doing the same to someone with a lot to hide in a burqa before boarding a flight, right? Apparently, it's not just travelers who supposedly have something to hide and need to be cross-checked. What about the people trusted to do the checking? How well are they screened? If someone of military age applies for a TSA job and has yet to act on behalf of their hidden beliefs, it wouldn't be hard to get hired since your record looks really clean. In fact, if everything checks out and you still don't get the job, the airport would put themselves at big risk of getting sued by liberal ambulance chasers at the ACLU, and if the unhired individual is Muslim, you can certainly expect the Council of American Islamic Relations, CARE, to get involved and raise hell. With all the pressure for equal opportunity, employment, and the demand to not profile any passengers because of racism, it's no wonder that there are so many Muslims working at airports across America. Sure, each area is different and you may not have seen so many burqa-clad employees in your local airport as those in bigger hubs have, but the hiring rate of refugees is on the rise, which I've personally seen, and now a traveler in Seattle has in a different way that really confirms flyers' worst nightmares. White-knuckle flyers have more reason to worry when headed to the so-called friendly skies in the post-September 11th world we live in. Terrorists used planes as weapons of mass destruction, and because of this, people may privately profile those boarding the plane with them. Nobody should be judging this, so don't feel like you have to defend your level of awareness for your own safety. Apparently, acting as your own personal TSA agent is important since Muslims have now infiltrated the profession, as seen in the liberal city of Seattle, who has catered to Islam to show their tolerance. As expected, this is being taken advantage of as a flyer saw outside the airport before entering the security check. In a social media video taken by a traveler and posted by anti-Islam activist Pamela Geller, the individual entering the airport in Seattle passed by a Muslim in a full TSA uniform, praying to Allah mid-shift. The Islamic religion requires followers to praise their God in routine prayer throughout the day, and work is no excuse not to, even if it means you must do it on the job of screening for radicals of this religion who might wish harm on the infidels in the sky. Feeling safe yet? Geller asked in the post of the video on her social media page. He couldn't use one of the many Muslim prayer rooms paid for by our taxpayer dollars, she asked. In making a second valid point, trust me, there are a myriad of places this TSA officer could have prayed discreetly, but no. This is an act of supremacy. Takbir. That's crazy, though. Again? And down to the ground. Why the ground? Unbelievable. This is ridiculous. This public prayer at the entry of a rather large airport where many business travelers were coming and going during a busy day seemed to be an act of domination that the so-called religion of peace is known for. Muslims want to instill fear in the unbeliever and push their way on those in the Western world as to create submissiveness to it. This isn't just a common behavioral trait among the believers. Muslims told to do dominating acts as ordered in their holy book, the Quran. By allowing this Islamic TSA agent to pray to the God who preaches death of infidels outside of an employee work break area while wearing a uniform gives the impression that the TSA is promoting one religion over another. It's doubtful that the TSA would allow Christian employees to conduct Bible studies anywhere in the airport, yet it's not Christians who used airplanes to facilitate terrorism. The ACLU would never file a complaint about any other religious practice being restricted in a public place unless it's Islam. The TSA of all agencies shouldn't be allowed to give exception to this rule for Muslims. I mean, this is kind of like crazy, like to be looking at that at the airport. I mean, really? I think it's not what I'd like to be looking at. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.